We are day 2 of trying to get everything moved. I've got quite the mess. Had to leave all of this sitting outside overnight just so I could get started right away in the morning. Didn't make sense to pull it all out and then move it all back in. So anyways, I gotta, first things first, I gotta move all of this stuff out of the way so that I can get up into the garage and install these lumber racks. So anyways, let's get started on that.
I'll be going over exactly how I built these in a future video and go into a little bit more detail about exactly how they're made. But in this video I'm just going to give the overview of it. So basically I got to get the ceiling clean, get some cobwebs off, and then I'm going to get up there with a essentially story stick and mark out where the studs are, and then I'll screw everything in using these Spax quarter inch by 4.5 inch lag screws, and they hold really well, and it's pretty cool because you actually don't have to do a whole lot of pre-drilling. So here I'm just making the board for where the actual studs are. Everything's running across the garage, so I'll be installing these into 2 separate studs. Gone up and checked and made sure that everything will be up there just fine, and then I'm going to take a longer board and square it up to the wall to make sure that all of these are installed correctly. I countersunk these with a Forstner bit to get them about halfway into the 2x4, and then drilled a pilot hole so that way the screw would sit in there when I needed to screw it back up into the ceiling. Here I'm using the story stick just to mark out my holes, and again just drilling out the holes again. It's a lot of rinse and repeat from here. Get up there, screw everything in, make sure it's lined up, and then I'm hitting the joists up in the ceiling. I was originally planning on making this for 8-foot lumber, but there's actually a beam that runs across the garage, and it was going to get in the way too much, so I actually cut it back and made it for 6-foot lumber. I'll install another one for longer lumber in the future, but this will make it easier to get everything in and out of there. Then I just needed to add some screws to it and take it up. I used 4 2.5-inch screws on each side to hold everything together, and that actually held up really well. There's no issues with strength at all with this thing. So then I needed to cut the cross supports. The whole idea with this was that I would have short stock storage and long stock storage. So the cross braces are made out of 2x8 material, which gives me a nice ledge that I can put shorter stock in, and then on top of the 2x8s would be all my longer stock. So these slats are going to support that shorter stock and allow me to maximize the storage space that I have on this lumber rack. Now it's time to start bringing in a lot of that lumber that I need to store on this. So my wife's gonna help me out a little bit with that. She's gonna start handing me all of the smaller pieces. I wanted to get those in first, and quickly filled up, but it's definitely better than what I had, which was really nothing for short stock storage like this. So it's definitely really helpful. Now I'll start bringing in a lot of the longer pieces that are going to go across on top of the 2x8s. And then we're just getting those put up there. This thing can really hold a lot of lumber. I'm actually really impressed with how much it can hold. Here in a second, I actually got a brilliant idea. I used the J-Bates lumber system lumber rack on the other wall, you can see over there. So I found that there's a space in between the 2x8 and the 2x4 that attaches to the ceiling. So I actually ended up installing some conduit lumber racks there as well, which actually created like a lumber ship almost. It's kind of cool because I get cross support on the side as well for things that I more commonly use, and it actually ended up storing a whole lot more lumber than I ever thought that it would. I'm really overdoing all of this, so pretty much everything that I'm loading up here is going to become firewood. So that's that. So I ended up getting really tired of just trying to store scrap stuff that I didn't know what I was going to do with at the time, and I had to kind of make tough choices as far as just ending up and getting rid of some of the wood. But in the end, it made things a lot easier as far as trying to get the shop organized, and that's really the main goal here. Well, that's going to be about it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you've liked all the stuff that I've done so far, if you wouldn't mind subscribing, that'd be great. If you have any questions over anything that I've done in this video, go ahead and leave a comment down below, and I'll do my best to answer all of those. I have all the links to my social media down below in the description. You can check me out on there to see more up-to-date stuff as far as what's going on in the shop. Until next time, have a great day, guys.